Wait. Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, well, thanks for coming check us out. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today we have a video for you guys, 25 reasons you should train martial arts in 2025. If you're already training martial arts, this would be a great video kind of to reemphasize why you're training. And if you're not training martial arts, this will give you 25 reasons why you should train martial arts. And the number one reason is my main reason for training. So let's get right into this video. Reason number 25, it's applicable in modern context. A lot of things we can do, you know, when you think about football, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, whatever, how do those portray to normal day-to-day life? How does that work when you're doing something normal? Whereas when you do martial arts, you see a lot of Facebook memes and Instagram memes and stuff like that. You can use martial art techniques in your real world life, and also you can just use them just for fun. So like if someone were to just kind of grab your wrist, you can use a little self-defense move to say, hey, don't touch me. It doesn't have to be full-on self-defense or full-on fighting, but just like, hey, nope, I'm out. Or maybe you gotta like hit that light switch and your hands are off. You're like, oh, click, and you get the light switches off. Reason number 24. Cross-training benefits. If you're gonna train sports, if you're gonna do football, basketball, soccer, hockey, you name it, running, I think martial arts is a great add-on to that because it's training different sets of muscles. And we now know through the miracles of modern science and fitness and all that stuff that we have to cross-train. This is another great way to do it. And one of the things I like about it so much is the fact that the workouts are always different. If you go to the regular gym and you're just lifting weights or you're doing the treadmill, it's a very repetitive thing and it gets very boring very fast. Whereas martial arts is never the same thing twice. You can add this on to almost any other sport and you get a lot out of it. You'll be having a good time. It's highly adaptable, okay? You can use martial arts training for a lot of other things. I know for a fact, Guru Inosanto and Sifu Francis Fong and Ajahn Chai were actually brought in to help the Dallas Cowboys like back in the 70s to work with their football team. People have used martial arts training to supplement other things. Guru Inosanto used Filipino martial arts to help stroke victims rebuild the right and left brain connections through Kali drills. 22 is pretty much a no-brainer, physical fitness. Okay, most people that train martial arts, especially when they're in the class training, they're gonna get more physically fit. Okay, I know there are some instructors and I know there's some people that are outside the norm, but for the most part, if you're in there doing the workouts, I can tell you I have several students that have lost tons of weight training, 40, 50 pounds. Someone's even lost 120 pounds doing their martial arts training, and that's just doing the classes. And of course, as you start to feel better, you're gonna change your eating habits and stuff like that. But right out the gate, it's just gonna be physical fitness. It's gonna be better for you. All right, moving on right away, 21. Reduced risk for injury is as you train and as you're doing martial arts, over time, you're gonna have less chance to get hurt. Now, strangely enough, when you get someone who does something stupid, then there's of course always a chance to get hurt. But if you have two people that are usually on the same level, you won't have anybody get hurt. I know Professor Elio Gracie was in his 90s and he was still rolling, especially with his kids, and he doesn't get hurt. You could be an 80-year-old person and still be doing martial arts training with a trusted partner and get a lot out of that workout and get a lot of fun and training into it, but not get hurt. Number 20, improved emotional control. I can speak, for example, as I've been training martial arts my whole life pretty much, that I have a really good handle on not losing my temper, and whereas I know other people seem to lose their temper a lot quicker. And of the other instructors I know, we're all kind of the same breed. I haven't met a whole lot of instructors that kind of just go out there and just lose it. And I would say the same when it comes to a lot of students. We're on to number 19. Family friendly. Martial arts is one of those few sports the whole family can do. You can have your kids doing it at the same time you're doing it. It's not going to be like that for football, basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey. You know, if you got your kid in pee-wee baseball or pee-wee basketball or whatever, or pee-wee football, you can't go out there and do the same thing. You can't go out there and play that sport with them. But in martial arts, you can. Okay, I have several students that have their kids in here too, and we just had open mat the other day, New Year's Day actually, and several of them were here with their kids and they were training with their kid. And I think that's one of my favorite things. Families that kid together, stick together. So if they're doing the training, if you roll, if you do jiu-jitsu, families that roll together, you know, stay together, however you want to word it. But it's just, I think, one of those few things that we can do as a group, and it's just a lot of fun. Reason number 18, self-expression. I think martial arts is one of those few things you can truly express yourself with, whether you're doing karate and you're doing a kata. And I know some people make fun of the people that do all the and they're screaming all the time. Hey, if that's how you want to do your martial arts training, I got nothing against it. I look at martial arts the same way. It's like, dude, that's really cool. So even though it's not my thing, I can still respect it and I can still be proud of the fact that they're doing it. Even when it comes to that crazy board breaking thing, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, hey, if you're gonna break 25 bricks, what's wrong with that? Like, if that's your way of expressing yourself and you're doing it in a safe manner, you're not hurting nobody, awesome, go for it. Reason number 17, martial arts is easily accessible. For most of us, even like with YouTube, a lot of people can get a lot of fundamentals or basics right on YouTube. I happen to have a kickboxing video. It's my best performing video. It's got 760,000 views. Several people have said, hey, I just watched this video. I just did my first class with you, and I'm going to go try kickboxing now. It's really easy to get something out of this. You can get some of your basic kickboxing training or your basic Kali training. Probably not jiu-jitsu as much because you need a partner, but you can get a lot of fundamental things right here on YouTube, and then you can go to your local YMCA or your local, dojo or gym and get the stuff you need on top of that as the main class. Reason number 16, it gives you resilience and grit. Okay, we all know we're in a world where everybody wins, everybody gets prizes, everybody gets trophies or whatever at a certain stage. And then all of a sudden we hit a point and then that's no longer the case. Either A, we don't get into the college we want, we don't get the job we want, whatever it is you don't get. You have to be able to deal with some of that loss, that failure, that whatever. And I think martial arts gives us that, whether it's a competition, whether it's a test, whether it's, a match. Maybe you're just trying to get that win in that sparring match and you just don't get it. Learning that, hey, I got to come back and try again. We have our little saying here, either you win or you learn. And I know that's been a saying, I think Elio Gracie said that or whatever, but I truly believe that now. It's like, hey, if you take that loss and you say, how did I lose? What did I not do right? And you learn from that experience, then you're going to get that resilience and you're going to get that grit. Reason number 15, diverse options. That's probably one of my all-time favorites, and it's something that I actually embody. I train Filipino weapons. I train kickboxing. I've done karate. I do Aikido. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I do catch wrestling. And it's one of the things that makes martial arts so awesome is the fact that maybe you don't like the wrestling part of it. You don't have to. You could do kickboxing. Icy Mike, YouTuber, is a great kickboxer. He's a great kickboxing coach. He doesn't love the grappling part, though. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's really respectful, and he can tell you that.
We don't want to do jiu-jitsu, thanks.
Reason number 14, weight management. If you're looking for a way to lose weight, we talked about physical fitness, and this is just another aspect of it. Physical fitness can be a lot of things. It can be strength training. It can be flexibility. It can be you name it. But we're talking literally weight management right now. And so if you're struggling with that, again, if you're going to the gym and you're just sick of the repetition, martial arts can really be a different way to lose weight. There's a lot of cardio kickboxing programs, turbo kickboxing programs, a lot of things like that. The biggest places I've had weight loss is in my jiu-jitsu program. I've had people, like I said, I've had a person lose 120 pounds doing grappling. So if you're looking for a way to lose weight and you're just kind of not wanting to do the typical day-to-day routine, this is a great way to do it. Reason number 13, posture and balance. It can really help you work on your posture, can really help work on your balance. And this is a way that they can maybe fix that. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It's just like, hey, we're going to practice this. And the balancing for kicking, the balancing for throwing punches, the balancing for spinning techniques can really help out with that. So there you go, balance and posture. Reason number 12. I know we're in a world right now where a lot of people are doing the homeschooling thing, and reason number 12 kind of fits into that. Community involvement, camaraderie. So this is a chance for you guys, or for people to for you to meet people that also like to do the same thing you have. So if you're looking for like, man, I really can't find anybody that really likes to do this thing, this is it right here. If you like the martial arts training, when you come to your dojo, when you come to your training, you're going to find other people that are going to be liking the same thing. One of my happiest moments of the last year, 2024, is I have several of my kid students that all kind of bonded, and they're all around the same rank. They're all teenagers now, and they're kind of, helping each other, and they're pushing each other to get better. Reason number 11, respect and humility. Similar to that resilience and grit, martial arts is a lot about respect and humility. Again, I say that with the intent of the art, not with the sport. So like when you start, again, putting in competitions, when you put in some of those other things, I think some of that gets kind of lost. But when you're talking in the beginning, I would use like GSP as an example. He's, I think, a great example of that respect and humility. Even at the level he went to with the UFC and everything else, he never really made excuses. He was never really a crazy, he didn't do the Conor McGregor throwing chairs at buses and this, that, and the other and kind of losing his temper. He was always honorable, respectful, and humble when it came to all of these things. And I believe those are all skills that he embodied out of the martial arts. Reason number 10, lifelong learning and lifelong lessons. Some of the things I've learned in martial arts has carried me through my entire life. When I was in the military, when I went through basic and stuff like that, the things that I took out of my karate program when I was a teenager helped me through basic. The things that have helped me maintain my gym this year, right now, we hit 2025, I've been open for 20 years. Some of the lessons I learned from that teenager years and my kid years of what allowed me to make it to 20 years in my own business. So those lifelong lessons, those lifelong learning is more than that. Some people do martial arts, some people live martial arts. And I think that's what we're talking about is, hey, when you really embody martial arts, when you really love it and you study it and you're practicing it, you're training it, and you're doing the online videos and you're doing it all the time, you're gonna pick up little things and you're gonna eventually have those little lifelong lessons that go with you forever. Reason number 9, training is highly customizable. So similar to the self-expression, similar to some other things we talked about, you can also really customize your training. If I happen to have a student just last year, he was blind. And it didn't stop us. It didn't stop him at all. He was able to train all of the stuff in the jiu-jitsu class, and he actually was learning extremely well. A friend of mine has a student in Columbia, South Carolina, and he just got his black belt, I believe, last year, or it was October the year before. But he's blind as well, and he's a black belt in martial arts. A buddy of mine, Ed Stahl, he's missing several fingers, and yet he's able to compete and train. He's done tons of competitions. Jean-Jacques Machado is a great example. Here's a person, again, world-level competitor, and he's only got one good hand, he's got a couple fingers on the other one. Reason number 8, confidence building. If you happen to have a kid, or maybe it's even you, and you're just kind of a little bit shy or a little bit nervous or a little bit whatever, and you kind of feel like you're getting pushed around or bullied, or maybe your kid is, this can help you with that, or this can help your kid with that. Martial arts builds confidence because as you get better at the thing, you're going to build up confidence. Now that can also be true with football, basketball, soccer, hockey, you name it. As you get better at football, you're going to be a little bit more confident, you're going to be better at those things. But martial arts is known for this. Like it's one of our selling points is, hey, we're going to build self-esteem, we're going to build confidence, we're going to build, these things. Reason number 7, individual growth. So I've mentioned a lot of other sports today, and if you've noticed, all of those sports are mostly team related, aka football, basketball, hockey, soccer. You have to rely on several other people to all pull their weight in order for this to work. And one of the things I love about martial arts is it's me versus me. So like if I want to get up and I want to go do the workout, I want to go train a little bit extra, I want to go do an open mat, I want to go an extra class, I can do that. I don't have to rely on several other people to make that happen. So if you want to get better faster, you can. If you want to slow down and take your time, you can. If you happen to have an injury and you say, hey, I need to rest my wrist, or I need to rest my elbow or my knee and take this a little bit slower, you can. So you get to do your growth at your pace. That's one of my favorite things. It's one of the best things about the martial arts. All right, we're on number 6. The mind-body connection. When you're training martial arts, it really does help link kind of the mind to the body. We say in martial arts, the mind tells the body what to do. And I don't see that as being any different than this. In the class, you're able to kind of tune out the outside world, whether it's school issues, boyfriend, girlfriend issues, whatever it is, maybe it's work issues. You can tune all that out and just focus on what you're doing, which is also focusing on you and making yourself better. And then you can be like, okay, cool. Maybe you're doing some kickboxing and you're just focusing on the combo. And all the problems of the day, all the problems you were having right then kind of go away for that 30 minutes, that hour, however long your class is. And then you kind of burn off all that frustration, and then you can come back to it. Look at whatever it is with a whole new set of eyes, because maybe you don't have all the frustrations you had going into it. Reason number 5, holistic fitness. Not everybody believes in it, but some really do. And so some people are all about acupuncture and chiropractic and all that kind of stuff. This could be another way, You know, I know with Coach Eric Paulson, we do meditation before each session, a lot of times at the end of each session. And some people really love that stuff. Some people don't. You don't have to take everything out of this list and say, this is every reason I'm going to do martial arts. You can, again, what I say in several of these things, you can kind of pick and choose. It's one of the greatest things about it. So if you're looking for a way to have a little bit more of that holistic fitness, holistic medicine, this could be a great way to do it. So we're in the top 5. We're actually in the top 4 now. Number 4, stress relief. It's pretty obvious, I think. You guys can figure that out. Going to martial arts training, hitting a punching bag, or maybe even sparring with a person, or grappling, wrestling with somebody can really reduce your stress. Again, if you're in school, if you're a parent, if you're at work, law enforcement, and you just have a really stressful day and you need a safe way to kind of diffuse some of the energy, this is, again, one of the best ways I know to do it. I use it all the time. Even I have my own gym, and some days when I have a really bad day, I'll come in and I'll work on the punching bag, and I'll just beat the crap out of it and work on my combos. 1, it's helping me with my physical fitness. 2, it's burning off that stress. 3, it's hand-eye coordination. It's also working, my balance. It's doing several things all in one time. And it's just perfect. I can't tell you enough of how awesome this is. Reason number 3, discipline and focus. Okay, we all know about this. It's not a secret. You got to have discipline in order to get to a certain level of something. You got to have a certain amount of focus. If you want to get through college, you want to get through law school, you want to get through medical school, you want to get through pick something, you want to get through the military, you want to get to run your own business, you're going to have discipline and focus. And martial arts can help you with that. Reason number 2, pretty obvious, I think, self-defense. Okay? By training martial arts, you're going to be more prepared for some form of self-defense kind of situation. I'm not saying that all martial arts are created equal, and I'm not saying that every single situation you're going to be trained for. All I'm saying is you'll be better prepared. And reason number 1 that you should train martial arts in 2025, it's fun. It's a blast. I cannot tell you how much fun I have doing martial arts all the time. There are my top 25 reasons to train martial arts in 2025. Like the video if you like stuff you see on the channel. Comment on your favorite reason for training martial arts. Or maybe comment why you don't want to train martial arts. Maybe you've had a bad experience. Maybe you tried it before and you're like, yeah, I'm not going because of this reason. I think, I personally believe there's a martial art out there for every single person. I don't personally love Tai Chi. I feel it's a little bit too slow and not really for me yet. But that doesn't mean when I'm 70 or 80 that might be the art I'll switch to then, because it's still working on a lot of these things I'm talking about, but it's going to just be more at my pace for that age.